everyone, and welcome to Our Ventura TV. I'm Sandra Siepak. On today's show, I'd like to welcome Kathy Powell. She is the founder of the Moving In Project, a nonprofit here in Ventura County. Welcome to you, Kathy. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much.
Very good. The Moving In Project really does help so many people in need, especially our veterans and our seniors. And your organization provides a lot of supplies and furnishings once people do get housing and they do finally get a place to live. So I want you to kind of give us a little bit better picture about all that you and your team do.
Okay, I'm going to read from our flyer, just kind of what our project, how it came about. It's multi-congregational effort aided by realtors and community members and coordinated by Lift Up Your Voice to End Homelessness, a program of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Ventura. So we're there when case managers help people get housing, and we take donations from the community, financial and goods from all different kinds of places. And when they get their housing, they bring them to our storage units and they get to shop, and they shop for free. And it's really a joyous and a little tender day because it's sometimes been so very long since they've had housing. So we have volunteers that walk along with them, and then they have trucks that they provide, or sometimes some of the organizations like the veterans have volunteers and their case managers load up their trucks and take them away. So we've been going for about 4 years. Good. And I'm so excited because we finally broke 1,000 people that we've helped, and we've helped 1,036 people.
Wonderful.
And that's 635 households, good. 114 veterans, and 355 children. So we've helped her a second.
And that is so very important because you're making such a difference in the lives that need the most help here. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to invite you back on the show to give us an update on all the work that you've been doing and how much involvement you have in the community, especially with veterans. Let's talk about that. I know that there's a special project called the La Quinta Motel Conversion Project. And I wanted you to touch on that and tell me a little bit more about what's happening with that.
So La Quinta was for a project that, they housed 40 people. Now these weren't veterans. There's another project with veterans, but the La Quinta was 40 people that were in the program called Project Room Key. And they were homeless people that were the most medically vulnerable people. And it came to the end of the project. La Quinta is being transferred into housing. They're taking all of the motel rooms. They're converting them into studio apartments for people, but they haven't begun the work yet for them. But they had to have a place for these 40 people to go. So they put them over into the motel in one part of the motel that isn't done yet. They'll start construction over here. And when that's done, they'll move these people over into there and then start the rest of the hotel. They'll have services on site for them to help them go forward. And our group, all of our volunteers, we got together and we made 40 bags because they were used to living in a motel where they had towels and, coffee makers and things like that. So we got all of those things that they weren't going to have going forward because they had nothing. So that's that project. And now we're getting ready to help the veterans. So the veterans have a new project, and it's called Ventura Springs. And it is not opened yet. All of the caseworkers and leasing people have just this week moved on to site, and there's going to be 122 apartments. And it's on the corner of Telephone and Wells. So it's out in East Ventura. And it used to be a piece of property that was owned by the city of Ventura. And now these people have taken it over, and there's going to have, we're going to be furnishing the first 20 probably starting next week. So they have to go through the process this week of figuring out who qualified on the applications and which are the first 20 that they want to move in. But we've been so excited, and our storage units are bursting open because we're ready to just move all of these 20 people in. And I feel kind of sorry for the caseworkers because they're also the movers, but we have furniture ready for them. I'm sure once we give all that out, then we'll be dwindling in supplies again, but we've been collecting for a while.
Well, this is exciting news, and it's exciting to see that there's a lot of progress being made, especially for our veterans who really, need a place to go, and that there's going to be some future apartments for them as well.
And I also did speak to someone about seniors in need, that you wondered about that. So I got some information. There's in Ventura Homeless Services Program. Okay. And if you are in, maybe you're going to be becoming homeless because you can't pay your rent. Well, Ventura has a new program that they're helping people do back rent and keep you in your house. So you can call them, or if you are homeless, they might be able to help you with a caseworker. So their number is 805-385-1800. If you're in Oxnard, you can call United Way and they can help direct you. But Ventura has a pretty good core thing through the city of Ventura. That's a whole homeless services division.
And that's really good to know. This is all very helpful information for so many seniors in need. It sounds like there's a lot of progress being made on all fronts for the housing of seniors and homeless, and also our veterans. Good to know.
Yes. Yeah, it is really exciting. And I'm astounded because it does take a lot to get a place for a person to live. We have the easy part, even though it's really hard to go pick up dressers and beds and bring them back to storage, which is what our volunteers do. And we're all senior citizens, but we work together with a pretty big crew, so it makes it lighter work. But it's heavy work. But the case manager is trying to find an apartment for someone has a lot heavier work than we do. So we get
in your work now, what are some of the things that maybe viewers can help you with? Volunteering, donations? How would they contact your organization?
So they can call me, Kathy Powell, at 805-910-8860. And we need able-bodied volunteers. Good. Sometimes we have people that have trucks that maybe they can't lift things, but they can be on call, that we could go and get things. We need financial help for our storage units because those are pretty pricey. Or if somebody knows of a empty building that maybe they just haven't been able to rent in 2 or 3 years, we could go put our furniture in there. We take everything from linens, pots and pans, dishes, utensils, couches, beds. Everything has to be in really, really good condition because we don't want to give them anything that would start them off in not really pretty pristine condition. So
well, it sounds like everybody's, getting a lot of good care and a lot of assistance through your organization. The Moving In Project is really helping so many in need. And I want to thank you for joining us today and sharing all this information and an update on the work that your organization is doing. And certainly if people would like to contact you, I hope they will, to give others a little bit more assistance too.
Thank you for talking about us and getting the word out, Sandra.
Very good. Well, thank you, Kathy. I appreciate all you and your team are doing. And I want to thank all of you for joining us today on Our Ventura TV. I'm Sandra Siepak. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, everyone.